Allie's Attic Show, where you never know what kind of surprise you'll find in my attic. I'm your host, Allie, and today my surprise is a couple from Sussex and beyond. They make up the group Milton Hyde, which is an amazing group. You've got to listen to them, traditional folk songs. You'll get caught up in the stories. Please welcome Josie and Jim Tippler of Milton Hyde. Hello, guys.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you.
Good. Okay, so I know you draw inspiration for your songs from your surroundings, and I know they're traditional folk songs. They tell a story. I'm totally caught up in one of them. I'll tell you after when I ask you what songs we're gonna hear. But basically, tell me your story, guys. Like, I know you guys met when you were in art college, but before that, when Jim, were you interested in music at a young age, and Josie?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, shall I go first?
You go first.
Okay, I'll go first. We're both from South London originally, and I'm from South East London, which is my lot are quite poor. Quite my family background, they're quite sort of working class. But Dan used to have a piano in a front room, and it's just a sort of a London thing. There'll always be, well, it's a thing. There'll always be a piano in a room. And usually nobody plays it. But myself and my brother used to. My brother's quite musical, and so we'd be forever fiddling about with this piano, making stuff up. Mum and Dad are quite musical, and so we've always been messing around with music and making music up, really.
Yeah, and I started with piano lessons because we had one at home, and then went to school and I had slightly wonky teeth, and the choice was, I was really keen to play the harp, but apparently clarinet was going to be good for sorting out my wonky teeth by pushing the teeth forward.
Oh.
So I was learning clarinet at school.
Well, that is a cheap way to get your teeth. I never knew that. Well, you have beautiful teeth. I can see them. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so then you guys, like I said, you met in art school.
Yeah, that was in early 80s. We met at art school. We went busking. I used to play the piano accordion. Josie played the clarinet. We'd go out doing busking around Christmas and just sort of hanging out and messing around with music.
Yeah.
Really.
And then we started going out together.
That's cool. You played music first, and then you decided that you wanted to be together.
Music started it all off.
So we were mates at school.
Yeah.
But I was in a couple of folk bands at the time. I've always been in bands and playing mostly traditional English and Scottish and Irish music. So with my brother, also plays the accordion. And so, yeah, a number of sort of bands through the 80s into the 90s and beyond. And then, yeah. And then, we had a band going for about 10 years. We played Cajun music, and you'll know about the Acadians, of course, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
My brother learned to play Cajun accordion. We did okay. We did some nice festivals and some nice gigs, and that was called the Cajun Dogs. And then that finally ran its course about 2 years ago, and we had another band going called the Pistol Shrimps since then, which is another kind of Cajun Zydeco type band. And then Cheryl, our lead singer, became pregnant, so that stopped. And then
he was stuck with no band and the songs he'd written and no outlet for them. So he said, "Shall we do something together?" So I got back into the music then because I'd let music drop. But we got back in and it was good.
It is good.
So Milton Hyde was born.
Yeah. Wow, what a different. Okay, so I'm Scottish, so I love Scottish music. And Cajun is so funny because we have a festival, like you were saying, here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, where I am. And it's Festival de Voyageur, but a friend of mine is in a band called Johnny Cajun, and they play Cajun music. And so I'm very familiar with it. So you've been everywhere. All over kind of the board.
Musically speaking.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I meant music. Okay, so now you're living in a beautiful village in Arlington in East Sussex, right?
That's yeah.
And from listening to your songs, there's a lot of, I don't know if it's, I guess, is there a lot of folk stories out there? I guess there would be, right?
A lot of folk
Stories.
Yes, yeah. There are, and there's a lot of in East Sussex. There's quite a big tradition of unaccompanied singing with sort of ballads and so on and so forth. And there's quite a nice tradition of. In fact, there's a very famous family who lived quite near to us called the Copper family. There's a guy called Bob Copper who's quite legendary in English traditional music.
Wow.
He's from East Sussex, and his family is a whole dynasty of traditional English singers. They're from around here. But I mean, our songs are they're a mix. It's a mixed bag, really, because it's all original. It's all our own material. It's not traditional as such. We do a couple of traditional songs, but the ones that certainly the one there's one which sounds traditional on our EP. It was intentionally written to sound like a traditional kind of ballad.
Okay.
So that's our influence, really of my musical background is folk.
Yeah.
Folk, so there's a big influence of that there.
Yeah, and you can hear it. I'm going to talk about the songs because I'm in love with one. Now, the 2 tracks are from your forthcoming and very first EP called Little Fish. Yay! Okay, so talk about, first, before we even get into the songs, because I'm going to talk about one like crazy because I love it. If you had any advice, you guys have been doing this, like you said, for a while now, and you got out of it for a while. Josie, you're back in. You've played with a bunch of different bands, Jim. So if you had any advice to give any new artist that was starting out or any artist that's out there right now struggling, because we all know how this industry is, what kind of advice do you think you'd give them?
Well, for me, it's just get out of your comfort zone and do something, because I wasn't comfortable at all with it. I'd been out of playing music in front of people for ages, but Jim got me into it by going to open mics. So find any open mic, any opportunity to get out there and play in front of people, and as soon as you start that process of playing in front of people, you get your confidence, and then it all builds up and it snowballs, and then it's much easier. So, yes, you have to get out of your comfort zone to start with.
Yeah, and I would say, it sounds a bit airy-fairy, but be true to yourself. When we decided we were going to start playing, we decided at an early stage, we were going to mostly, pretty much, until we got a full set, we were going to be playing our own stuff, our own material. So whether you decide to do that or whatever you decide to do, if it's covers or whatever, just be true to yourself. Think about what you're going to do and just do it, I would say. And following on for what Josie says, really, from open mics are great because you meet some really, really cool people. I mean, our mutual friends, Dandelion Charm, we met at open mics. And just wonderful people, and you kind of network and do stuff. You know how networking works.
Yes,
touch with each other and stuff.
And I'm so glad because I had Dandelion Charm on my show, and that's how you guys heard of me, and that's why you were on. So I'm like, thank you, Dandelion Charm. Okay. So let's talk about these songs because I'm sure you guys know which one I'm in love with. I am in love. Okay, tell me what 2 songs we're going to hear.
Okay.
Monkey Pin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the other one
is Home is Where Your Heart Is.
Yeah.
Okay. I am so caught up in this Monkin Pin. This is why I was asking about like traditional folk stories and stuff, because this sounds like a story that maybe has been passed on for years, and it's all you. Like you came up with this idea.
Yeah, completely made up.
Yeah. I'm not sure really what that says about me. That's
So talk about the song.
Well, okay, so we've got a dog, and we've had a dog for the last 18 months or so. And so we're walking the dog in our local area. Now, around here, there are a number of places, one of which is Milton Hyde. There's an area of land called Milton Hyde near us. Another area of land where we walk our dog is called Monkin Pin. And it's always intrigued us, this name. It's such a weird name. It's very, very old sort of English sort of, it's just odd, isn't it? And we were convinced there was some really, really interesting story behind the words Monkin Pin. And then we did a bit of research, didn't we?
Yeah, and there isn't.
There isn't. No. No, basically it's just a patch of land. There's an old priory down a couple of miles from us, and it's basically where the monks used to keep their cows and things. And that's the monk's pen is what it means.
Yeah.
When I read that it means the pen where the monks keep their livestock, I'm like, you took that and you made this song? I was like, because I thought, oh wow, this must be like a person in this, because this song is very believable. I'm telling you.
Well, there are a number. I mean, there are any number of English and Scottish what you'd call a murder ballad. Traditional ballads that go back hundreds of years, and it's in that style. And basically, it's the same. It's basically the same story that gets retold over and over again about a really dodgy bloke that does some people in. Really.
And he gets, I want to hear the next song saying that they found out that, they didn't burn her at the pyre and they found out she was innocent and Monkin Pin is now, anyway.
I want him to write the follow-up one because I think it'd be really good for her to come back as a ghost. There's a little hint at the end, isn't there?
Yes.
So if she comes back as a ghost and then the sort of story continues and then she takes on the role of the evil one. So yeah, I think that'd be quite good.
Yes, I agree. Because I am so caught up in this story and I was like, oh my God, how did he get away with that? Anyway, this song is amazing. I absolutely love it. I listen to songs all the time. This song captivated me and I had to, please come back with something that continues on. You could do like EP after EP after EP, all based around Monkin Pin. I'm telling you.
The whole concept.
The saga,
yeah. Okay, now talk about Home Is Where Your Heart Is.
Right, this one we wrote it as a wedding present for some friends of ours. And do we want to go into the whole Brexit thing? Yeah, we'll talk about that. There was the Brexit vote in England where the UK voted. Yeah. The UK voted to leave the European Union.
Mm-hmm.
And our friends, one is from Ireland originally and one is from Luxembourg. And they weren't happy about the vote at all. They were very unhappy about it. And they were getting married and we wrote them a song to cheer them up and make them feel at home, show them this is their home.
And it's a beautiful song. It really is. And it is timeless too, which I love because it can be 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you know what I mean? It's just a timeless song and it's very beautiful. And I had to ask you guys what EU stood for. And then you told me, and I've been watching it on the news, so I knew, but I just didn't get what the EU was for. But anyways, both songs are amazing. I'm partial to Monkin Pin and I want to hear more. He's got to get his. I'm sorry, Jim. He's got to get his. I'm not telling anybody what the song is really, really about because now I'm going to pique their interest because now they're going to want to listen to it and find out what we're talking about. Anyways, you guys, you can purchase your music online. You also have a website. It is miltonhyde.com. It'll be up on my website. All people have to do is click on it. It'll go directly to your website. They can find out more stuff about you guys, listen to more of your songs. Anything new happens, please come back. If you continue on the saga of Monkin Pin, please come back. And thank you. I'll talk about, I had minor surgery. My stepdad had a heart attack. We were supposed to be on Tuesday.
That's right.
Yeah, Tuesday. And then I thought yesterday was Friday. It's been a crazy, crazy week, and you guys have been very patient. And thank you for the well wishes for my stepdad. He is now home. And thank you so much for being patient. I totally, totally appreciate your flexibility like you would not believe, because I know it's late there. It's in the evening there now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just that I did.
Okay. All right. I haven't even thought about that. Okay. So, anyways, thank you so much for coming on. And like I said, please keep in touch. And I absolutely adore you guys and Monk and Pin.
You're welcome. Cheers, Ali.
Cheers. And thank you for joining me on Ali's Attic. Keep checking my website because you never know what kind of surprises you'll find in my attic. Cheers.